Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. How are my wonderful Leos doing? How's everything? Well, you know, we are definitely in the transformational realm. A lot of changes, taking place. Let's make sure that our energy is clear because even more than ever, we want to make sure that we stay in a positive spirit, a positive realm, because so many people are attacking people. It's like, whew, make sure we are in the right realm because positivity, prayer, being with divine is very crucial right now. I'm telling you, very crucial. So I want that to stay. So inhale, exhale twice, and then shake it off. Leave that tension and negativity behind. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Oh, don't you feel better? I know I do. It's great. Release that tension. Spirit, talk to us on behalf of our wonderful Leos. Give them the solace and the peace that they are seeking. Help them to gain understanding from messages that are sent their way. Oh, help them to work on their breathing routine. Leos, how my Leos doing? Y'all been going through some changes. Oh, I want to see what y'all been doing with all the stuff that's come your way. Who's tested you and everything, because this has been a transformational period for you. It's going to pass, but you're in the mix right now because you're indecisive of where you decide to go, if you're definitely going to stay there. I remember a lot of stuff is going on with you. Ooh, I remember a lot of stuff is going on with you. You got your page of wands over here. I told you. I told you. Ooh, we got the Queen of Wands. And the Nine of Wands. Wow. One of my favorite cards in the deck. Going through some stuff. But you are so optimistic. Leos, I love you guys. You're so optimistic. Look at that. Justice. You's going through some stuff. People be testing you. I'm telling you. I keep telling y'all. People are testing you guys. Ten of Pentacles. Yes. Seven of Wands. Wow. Wow. Tumultuous at best. But you still come out on top, but you don't stop working. You keep going because you're reaping rewards right now. You have thought about everything. You've looked at all the decisions. You've weighed your pros and cons. I know that seeking justice was definitely the scales of justice. It shows a balance where you don't come out as a loss. You're going to win your court case, battling the legal system, been stressed out about it, not knowing how things would turn out. But it appears that either you haven't lost, you've gained, which is a good thing. You know, you put the time in, you put the work in, your whole mind, and then before the court case, you was just, when you got the Nine of Wands, so you were just thinking about everything and how you're wanting things to work in your favor. You're looking at how much you've been through in life and trying to figure out where you are now and how far you still got to go to get closer to your dreams. And it's just been hectic. You know the power that you possess. You stand with authority looking out. You just, you feel better about yourself and what's going on in your life. You're able to get closer with family and be able to give because of the fact that you've been through some financial challenges, difficulties that have been on your path. And now, you just realize that you haven't gotten everything that you've wanted. All your rewards have not come in. But what has started to come in is waking you up to reality that you are on a new journey now. It's letting you know that you can and will win as long as you believe. That's a big deal. That is a big deal because the challenges that you have faced, the lackings, having to force yourself to be optimistic. Oh man, Leo. And then people coming at you all the time. And you're always, like I said, in a power position. You make power moves, power plays. And sometimes it's overwhelming, but you're good at what you do, so you stick to it. You put your heart into it 100%. I love that about you. It's like people, and you, I believe from last time, so you have moved. You had it in your plans, but it's actually manifested. And you're testing waters somewhere else. You went across waters. You might have moved to another state, another country, but you changed your whole environment. And that's why you're over here, because all you're seeing is that it feels like you're starting over somewhere new in the sense of certain things, but not everything, because the position that you took is higher than the position you had for all those years. So because of your experience and years on the job, you were able to propel to a different environment, a different career choice, a different job. But from some of the other skills that you have learned, you're now applying those skills in this new job. So how could it be a loss? Your pay is more. Why are you looking at it as a loss? You've done all you could do where you were, and you helped a lot of people to elevate. But for them to elevate and get your position, it's time for you to elevate. Don't look at it as a bad thing. You're sad, sad to see you go. But you can't be on a level of elevation and wanting to stay stuck for familiarity. It just doesn't work like that. It's either you want to climb up the ladder or you want to stay on a floor where the ladder is, lower down, where you were. A lot of times people don't realize, but part of growth is growing out of certain things. This job you grew out of, this career, you weren't inclined to be part of it anymore. And something else that you learned from it, you were able to elevate to the next level. So it's a hierarchy move. You're climbing up the ladder. You're on a higher level. Level up, level up. That's what you did. And that's what it's about. There's got to be a point where you know you want to reach and stay there because you're comfortable at that level. But when you get to that level, nobody says you got to keep going and going as far as working. You could, maybe there's certain jobs you're tapping into that is something you want to do down the line. So these are all your seeds of information that have been planted so that when it grows, it's going to grow and you can pull from it. This is part of your journey, succession. You're learning above where you were, where you can actually see tangible growth. That's what it's about. Some people stay in one position for years with no elevation in the sense of job title. And some people stay in a job that they just love. But there's no growth in the sense that, well, how you look at it. Because the thing is, you are constantly climbing. You always get elevated. It could be Let's say you're a custodian and you got to custodian level, but there's also head custodian, supervisor. So you're positioning yourself for a higher level, and that's part of growth. If you stay in the same job all the time, Leo, and you're not seeing any growth elevation, you're not going to like that. Some people could be content with that because as long as I got a job and I'm paying my bills, some folks say they're fine. That's it. They don't need nothing else. But you, Leo, want to be the boss. You like to climb up the ladder. If you don't own your own business, your plans are down the line to own it. It's constant climbing for you. So you know where you started. You know the work that you put in. You know the work that's involved. You're given to family and friends because you're in a position to do so. You're optimistic, looking out to the future. You made a move. You got to settle your case or whatever disagreement, legal disagreement was pending. And you just recognizing that hard work pays off in the end. And you're not making any apologies for it. This is a transformational time for you. As I'm telling everyone, change is coming. But the thing is, the people that were coming at you initially, the way you position yourself is that you're no longer in their view. Because of your growth possibilities, you've gone beyond where they've been stuck. You grew out of that situation. You grew out of those circumstances. You grew away from those people. And you're looking at the possibilities because things are coming in. And you're learning along the way. It's not just monetary. It's about positioning yourself to learn how to be an asset to your business, to a company, to your employer, where you're appreciated. And that's the kind of position you're holding now. You don't own your own business yet, but you are sitting on your throne of growth. You see yourself where you weren't before. And now that everything's settled with your court case and everything, you could focus fully on what you're working toward. These are good moves for you, Leo. These are really good moves for you because what's happening is that it's been a long time coming. Let's just say that. It's been a long time coming, and you just feel like it's time for you to see the best in yourself. And as people was trying to tear you down, you became overwhelmed and frustrated, but you continue to be assertive and put the time in that's needed for you to grow. That's what you've done. And you keep doing that because you see that hard work pays off, right? You see that hard work pays off. So you keep going. You're applying yourself more because you've already seen rewards that you have reaped. Even family is closer to you. You feel good about yourself because you weren't in that type of position before. You see all the greenery. It's showing you the growth. It's showing you family. And that's even the dogs are present. Even the dogs are present. This is growth. I love green. I tell you guys. It's so funny? I got on the color green today too. Color green. See? I love the color green. It makes me happy. It puts me in a thought process mode. And that's when you're able to be stabilized because you're blocking out the noise and you're just seeing the beauty in everything. You're so thankful. You're filled with gratitude. It's great for you right now. But as you know, the work still takes you further along. You're optimistic. You're optimistic. And you're applying yourself as needed. This is good. So, if any positions are coming to you now and you didn't just get a new one, a great one is coming in your direction. Investigate it further, research it, get the information about the company, do everything because that's going to be a real benefit for you. And one of the things is that helps you, I think, is because you are knowledgeable about the company. Because this is a company you had looked at down the line and you wanted to be a part of it, but you knew that the other company you was working for, you had to work for them to get the experience. You got the experience now, and you have good reviews as far as people saying your ethics and your character and your work history. So now you're elevating, and the position that you only imagined and dreamed of, you never thought you would actually conquer it. And this position you didn't want to leave. But between the backbiting, the jealousy, all the issues that you were experiencing at that job, you now have a better position with a better company, with better benefits, and you feel better about yourself. Isn't that something? And you moved because that was one of the perks, I would say. That's a perk. You were a little terrified because you know you could make it, but it was some fresh territory, new waters for you, and to uplift yourself, to upgrade yourself, to upend yourself. It was all these things running through your mind, and you trying to figure out. But you know what? It took you to another level in another place, and the hard work still is part of it because you're building up. You're not starting from new. You're starting from a new level, which is a big difference. When you starting up there, because let me tell you something, you know how true it is that there's some people that take a position and they know more than the boss, but the boss don't want to lose their job. Some of them don't even hire you if you have any credentials a little bit higher than them, but you applied yourself. So as soon as your boss was getting a promotion, you would get a promotion because you're next in line and you just got there. So there's going to be people that don't like you. Again, like the other place. But because it's internal, maybe they were supposed to get somebody else, Joan or Elizabeth or Terry. Somebody was trying to get that position and they brought somebody from the outside to come in. That might be something you experiencing as well. So they talk their little mess and do their little backbiting, but they want you to see them too because they want to show that they are better workers or they know this and they know that, but they don't realize that you have this experience already. So when you have to do a presentation or you have to conduct a meeting because you are in a hierarchy position, they realize that you're more knowledgeable than they thought. They thought you were going to be some flunky that maybe slept their way up to the top or, took advantage of somebody and let a man be out or back, was backbiting on somebody. And that wasn't the case for you. You actually have the experience and the knowledge. So you worthy of the position, but they don't know that yet. So when you do your speech or your introduction, make sure you let them know, I've been doing this for years. It makes them feel good, like you're reading off your resume to them to let them know you have the experience. Just in case they didn't know, you feel it's needed, which kind of eases their pain somewhat because they look at you as a boss because you have the experience, not one that's a pretender. And they'll pay attention to the way you do things, how you conduct yourself, how you speak to them, and be inclusive. Let them know that, hey, I'd love you to show me this or that. And so they could do their little bragging behind the scenes, says, oh, I had to show her how to do this, or I had to show him how to do that. And it makes them feel good, like, if it wasn't for me, it's like, oh my gosh, I have a brother like that. Oh gosh. He show you one thing and he want to act like you owe him your life. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. But you got to do that. And as a boss and knowing your people, like my dad said, he said, knowing your people, your job is done. You know the people that work with you, work for you, that are in your circle, you know certain things about them. I would say this, but like there might be somebody in the office. I have a sister like this, but it might be somebody in the office that that if you tell them something, You don't have to send an email out because it'll be around the office before you get up to go to lunch. There's some people that mouth can't hold water. It's always something that they need to tell somebody else, and they want to act like they the first person telling. They like the shock value. My dad used to be like that. He'll tell you he'll ask you. He said, "Did you hear?" And you're like, "No, what happened, Daddy? You didn't hear?" I said I didn't hear, right? He's like, "Oh, you didn't know." He's all right. He said, "They catch," and that's just how Daddy would say, "They catch, what's her name, with another man." I'm like, "What? What?" And he said, but he wants to be the first to tell you, so he draws you into it, and he connects and wants you to be really interested now because it must be something big, and then he'll do the sucker punch and catch you off guard with it and feel so good. I miss my dad. But I'm just saying that sometimes there's people that want to be news carriers. They want to act like there's a library of information. So they have every answer to every question you have. And it's like, wow, wow. And they feel good. Now, even when my dad used to crack jokes and stuff like that, I know they wasn't funny. Just the pure excitement of him wanting to share the joke with you, it got you excited. It got you laughing. And my father, he would tell you the corniest joke, right? But he was so excited about telling it that he would start drooling with excitement, literally drooling with excitement. My mother used to say, "Why don't you just wipe your mouth?" And they used to have fun. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, not people that's trying to carry news for malice and trying to start fights and do all that type of stuff, but it's just when you get to know people for who they are, my dad said you have to recognize that. So if I know that every time I tell somebody something, they go and tell other people, there may be a time when I want them to do that. And most of the time it's like, I'm telling you, and they spread the news. So you are a boss. And there's people that's going to be, I should say they're going to be cozying up to you, wanting to do nice things. Let them do it. Let them do nice things for you so they can feel good. Because as a boss, you already know how to delegate. Just let them know that they're appreciated. And you as well. Um, Family, you getting closer to being in someone's life long term and permanently. Um, Starting a family. You guys may be living together and have a kid, or you wanted to have kids with the person, but you know what? You already experiencing so many changes, and the greenery, and it's showing the growth of your family as well. So this is a good time for you. Got the pets and everything. This is a good time for you. I love this. Such a peaceful energy right now for you, Leo. I know you were striving for that for a long time. A long time. You made that move. And you feel good about it. You're more assertive now. You're not letting people pull the wool over your eyes. And even though you were aware before, it's just solid now. You're walking into your greatness. You're being your best self, and you're allowing people to be part of your life that take pride in their work. And it was scary because you were going off by yourself, I think, or some close family. But there's a guy that's had been pushing you for a minute, and now it seems like you're more stable as far as you have to take care of you first, and you're more stable, and you're taking that leadership role extremely seriously, extremely serious. extremely serious, and you got the lawsuit or court case with balance, you ended up coming out on top. Even though you had to share something, you came out on the better end. And your family's grown. Yeah, so you are good. You are good. And now that you've recognized your worthiness and recognized how great you truly are, things that people have to say that are negative or the naysayers will just be rolling off your back, because it's like you don't have the time for it. And because you walked into this position on the level that you did, you recognize your gifts, your priorities, and you aimed at it and you're achieving it. So your whole perspective and attitude is really different, because now you're not doubting yourself. You recognize that you are a lion in the jungle, and in order for you to keep going, you got to keep growing. And to keep growing, you're going to have to be a little more tough. You don't want to, that's what it is. You're coming into your own as that lion and learning how to be a little bit more, you're already being more assertive, but a little stronger and speaking accordingly, because you know everybody's not your friend. You're the boss. So still compromise with them when needed, but be adamant about things you want done no matter what. Walk into your strength and keep growing, because you're on the brink of major success. You're not wanting for anything right now, but there are things you need for yourself that would make you feel good. But, you know, the need to heighten your horizon is there. You don't want for anything, and you have everything that you need. But, sometimes we have the little miscellaneous corner, and that's what's going on with you. You're living your best life right now because you've been working on this for a minute. It's coming into fruition. Great move for you if you haven't taken it already. But up here, up, up, level up, level up. That's where you are. Garnetqueentarot, where we are inspired to rise. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for taking the time to visit the channel. You are appreciated. Thank you for listening. Take care till we meet again. Just stay optimistic. Relish and have full gratitude for what you have right now. But relish in all that you're experiencing, because you put the work in. So nobody should come to you incorrectly, because it would be inaccurate information that they have on their end, because you have pulled this whole model, this whole plan out from your mind, your head, your perspective, your goals, your dreams, and manifested on it so it could become a tangible reality. You've done that. So just keep going forward. It's going to be better from here. You had a lot of stumbling blocks, but it's going to be definitely better from here. Take care. Garnetqueentarot, be inspired to rise.